Hi, Dalton. All right, so I'm just gonna look at your model here and tell you what's going on. So for the most part, actually, I already took a quick gander here. You actually did a really nice job. Everything looks good. The only problem you have is actually a very simple one where you just don't have. That's a funny post. You just don't have stuff parented to each other correctly. That's all, and that's actually a relatively easy fix. So I'm just gonna do that in this video, and then you're also missing a couple other things. But once that's done, then I'll show you how to But anyway, let's just do that real quick. So, for one, this, like when I move my elbow here, right, the wrist should move with it. But see how this isn't? You can't just take this and parent this, because what will happen is, you see how this has these nice clean 0 values? As soon as I parent it to this, it will not. The reason why it has those clean values, if you remember, is because we have this object that's above it, this empty group. That is the thing that actually is holding all the values, and then this is parented to that. So what you want to do is you want to grab this, and if you push the up arrow, that moves up in the hierarchy. So literally what we're doing is, if I go like this, we want to grab the group, that wrist null, and parent that to this curve, okay? But I can just click on this, and then watch. If I push up, it goes to object up. So this works for everything. So like, let's say I select this and hit up, you'll see it moves up. And down moves down, but it doesn't usually work. There's reasons why it doesn't work. But anyway, so I'm going to take this, and I'm just going to do it not in here, but just realize I'm grabbing the object above by hitting the up arrow. So I'm going to hit the up arrow, and get rid of that. And then I'm going to click on this and hit P to parent. Okay, so now when I rotate this, it rotates this. Okay, I'm going to hit the up arrow because I'm on the curve right now. I want to grab the null, and I'm going to parent that to this one's curve, and P. And I'm going to do the same thing here. Click on this, up arrow, this, P. Click on this, up arrow to this. Come on. Man. P. All right. And then I'm going to click on this guy, up arrow to this, P. And come on, this, up arrow to the clavicle, and P. All right. So now the arms are all attached accordingly. Let's go ahead and attach these correctly. So the head. Again, the neck rotates, but the head doesn't, right? Looks a little bit weird. Sometimes that's desired, but not in our case. So I'm going to select the head controller, hit the up arrow, shift select this, P. So now when I rotate this, rotates the other. You can see the jaw is not moving. So I'm going to select the jaw, hit the up arrow, again, to get that null. Select this, and P. Alright, so now if you look, I can rotate the head, and that works fine. You got some weight painting issues, just so you are aware. You need to fix some of that. Alright. Now, let's see here. So, this now, if I move this, you can see it doesn't move the other element. So I'm just going to take this guy, and I'll take this guy, hit up arrow, and it should grab both their nulls. Oh, whoops, not that one, sorry. I meant the clavicles. This clavicle and this clavicle. Hit the up arrows, so I have both their nulls. And then lastly, I'll select the chest and hit P. So now when I move the chest, you can see it moves the shoulders, which is good. And then I'm going to grab this neck, hit the up arrow to get its null, and also parent that to the chest, P. And so now when I move the chest, you can see the whole upper body moves, which is what we wanted. Okay? I mean, it looks bad, but you get the idea. All right. Now, good. So we could do this a couple different ways. I could have it. I usually do this. Oh, you already did it. Never mind. I was going to parent that to this. Okay, good. So that's all good. And you have the hips override here, so you can move, oh, not that one. You can grab this one and move the hips individually, which is good. But in order to move the character, it's going to be a big pain. So I'm actually going to create what I call like an initial positioner. So we're just going to go to create, nerves primitives. I'm going to go to circle, and I'm just going to go ahead and we'll do 360, blah, blah, blah. Let's do 6 for the radius, and instead of cubic, which is going to make it round, I'm going to do linear and hit create. Doesn't really matter. I'm just trying to make it look special. So special. And I'm going to scale this bigger, okay? And we'll just call this one initial positioner underscore CRV because it's a curve. All right. And I'm going to go ahead and edit. Delete by type history to get rid of any of that stuff. And I'm going to do modify freeze transforms to clear this out. Okay. Now, basically everything that's at the top, which would be this guy, okay, and the feet will be parented to this. So I'm going to select this and shift select this and hit P, and I'll select this leg and I'll select this leg, or the foot controllers, and this, and hit P. And now when I grab this, you can see the whole guy moves. Alright, so that looks pretty good. I'm just going to go ahead, and a good test is if you take all your transforms and your rotates and you type in over 90 degrees. So I'm just going to type in 100, and then I'll say F to frame. Come on. F to frame. Where'd he go? Panels, perspective, new. Alright. A. Let's see. Frame all. I don't understand what happened. Alright. Let's undo a couple of things here. Let's put this back to 0. Not sure exactly what happened there. That's kind of weird. Panels, perspective, new. Seems as though the camera got a bit wonk. So we are going to ignore that, but usually that's what I do. It's not refreshing. Look at, see this? It keeps selecting camera for some reason. It's really weird. I'm going to turn off this. We don't need object. Yeah, when nothing's selected, it selects the camera. That is really weird. See that? I don't really... Okay. Yeah, it's strange. Alright, yeah, I don't know what's going on with that. I'm just going to ignore that for now. So, what I want to do now is... Why are you not... Okay. Alright. Just want to see something. Alright. Let me grab this one. Not that one. This one. Okay, see how this one looks like garbage? It looks like you did weight painting on one half of the guy. See how that looks good? You got the armpit. But the other half is not. So what I'm going to do is try to fix that real quick. So you did the right thing here where you put the geo on there. So I'm going to hit 1. So I'm in 1 mode, and I'm going to hit Shift I. So I have just the model selected. And what I'm going to do is... Okay, I'm going to double click the center edge loop, which should go all the way around the figure, and it doesn't, which is because you got some bad geometry in here, but I'm just going to keep double clicking to get all the way around to make sure he goes all the way around the guy. Okay, and let me just hit 4 real quick to see. Okay, he's got stapled mouth, so that's not a big deal. All right, let's go back to 5. So I'm going to take that, and I'm just going to convert that selection to vertices, okay? Oops. So I'm going to shift right, control right click, might be command right click, and I'm going to go 2 vertices, 2 vertices, and that's going to convert my edge selection. It's going to convert my edge selection to vertices instead. And now what I'm going to do, I'm going to right click, make sure I'm on vertices. I'm going to hold shift and click and drag. What that's going to do is it's going to invert my selection. So now everything's selected but the center verts. Okay. Then we're just going to go to rigging over here, and I'm going to go to skin. This is actually, you should save this before you do this. Go to mirror skin. I'm going to hit the options here, and we want to do the YZ. So notice when I change, it says plus C to negative Z, plus X to minus X, so on and so forth. So what I want to do is I look down here and see this little X. See how it's pointing this direction? That means I want to go from X, because that's this direction, and I want to go from positive X, because that's on this side. So I'm going to make sure it's positive X to negative X. Closest point on surface is fine. Closest joint, that should probably be fine. What you might want to do, and I end up having to do this all the time, the defaults usually are fine, but often it won't work because it's a mistake on my part. In this case, it'd be on your part, where the model's just slightly off. And you have to like do multiple like associations and try different variations in just these like 2 sections here. But that should probably be fine. So I'm just going to go ahead and hit mirror. And hopefully, let's do Shift I to bring everything back. Make sure you have nothing selected. I'm going to go ahead and re-reference the geo. And now this should... Okay, see how the armpit looks good now? Because I mirrored those weights over. Alright, so that looks pretty good. Did you do blend shapes? Let me see something. Oops, this one. Blend shapes. You do have face blends. Okay, so let's see. I didn't even look at that yet. Animation editors. That would be in the animation. Where's the shape editor? I think it's that. No. Windows, maybe it's just modeling, animation, rendering, relationships. Where the heck did they put it? There's moving stuff. Ah, crap, I'll just use this. If I go down here, I can just do it this way. Okay. So I'm assuming you must have another one that you connected this one to. So I need to grab that guy. Let's see. Don't see where your blends are. It might be something maybe you show me later, because I'm not... Looks like you just did 2 expressions. Is that it? Okay, you did sad and happy. There should be more, and you want to do them on one side and not on both sides, but for now that's fine. So yeah, I think you did a pretty good job. The everything looks like it's working for the most part, so I'm pretty happy with that. The next thing to do would basically just be to animate this guy. So what I would like you to do, just because I think it would be beneficial, is using this rig, do a walk cycle and a run cycle. And then that would be it. Then we'll call that good. Just to show that the character's working and so on and so forth. So go ahead and make those fixes that I suggested, and then you can resubmit that to me, and then you'll get like an A. And then just do a walk and run cycle. If you need help with that, just remind me in class, and I'll show you. Okay?